Hey guys, how's it going? We're back at it. Give you a quick update, let you know what's going on with the car. After the drive back of getting the crank learn completed, we had an engine shut off. If you saw the video, I wasn't sure what was going on there, and went to turn the key with the clutch in. It was just dead, and that's not unusual because I do have some random stalls, but that's only going really slow or when I put the clutch in, and that's kind of been ever since I've had the car, but I didn't think too much of it until the next day. So anyways, the next day we checked out the voltage, battery voltage, which was good. We checked out the alternator voltage to the battery, which was good. Alternator fuse too, so that was good. So what we're gonna do, what the plan is, go back to stock plugs for one. So we got the Motorcrafts. I think they're double platinum. We are going to gap them at 50 thousandths. I think the setting's 51. Then we're going to torque them in the heads as required, because my understanding now, my learnings from some folks and from Larry, thank you Larry, is that if your plugs aren't torqued properly, that could cause misfires. Now I don't know if that's my issue, but we're trying to eliminate and go back to square one. So the code we got on Saturday was a PCM code, which was a pretty serious code. I think it was a P0300, which was basically a module incompatibility mode, which is apparently a pretty serious code. So I looked it up, and it required a technician to flash your PCM. Well, we know how that's going to go. So I ended up flashing my PCM or my ECM, whichever you want to call it, with the 93 tune, and that eliminated the code. So that seemed to have worked. I did go on to drive the car 18-20 miles, and after coming back, we ended up with just two codes, and it's still the heater element on the O2 sensor, and then the misfire code. So I'm down to two codes, which is good news. So what we're going to do now, like I said, is we're going to try and reset the car back to square one, getting the plugs in correct gap, correct torque setting. Two, I've ordered the bank one O2 sensor, because that's the one that's faulting. So I should have that early next week, and then let's hope this gets us back to running with no codes, and that would be great. So that's where we're at right now. We'll get those plugs changed. Alrighty tighty. Stock plugs are in, torqued to 124 inch-pounds, gapped at 50 thousandths. Spec is 51. I couldn't do 51, so I did 50. What else have we done? We checked the alternator, we checked the battery, everything checked out. Dynatek headers are the longest headers you can buy for these, and the reason why I got these is because they're supposed to make the most horsepower due to the length of the tubes. In order for the sensors to work, they provide extensions. Now, when I initially spoke with Brenspeed, when they gave me my first tune, they said, possibly if it rains, this and that, the other thing, you might have problems with those. So, coincidentally, though, after I washed the car, the night we took it out for the relearn, I sprayed it, which I never do, and didn't spray it heavy, but who knows? It could be just a coincidence. That's when we got our first heater sensor code, but anyways, hopefully we'll get that cured. These plugs will get our misfires cured. We'll find out. Everything is buttoned up, so I'm trying to think what else we got going or need to do. I think that's it for now. I will bring on another video because there's so much. There were so many codes coming at me on Saturday. So much stuff going on with codes. I wrote them down. I searched them because I had two. I thought it was one. I went back in my notes, and when I was rewatching some of the videos, there was two PCM codes. And anyways, those have been corrected, at least, or not back, since I reflashed the computer, because it was that's what was suggested, to take it to a Ford technician, do a reflash. So being that I have my own tune, I just reflashed the same tune and it took it away. So again, we're down to two multiple misfires and the heater sensor code. I do want to mention the cleanest or whitest plug was number 1. I did take a picture of another plug, but all the other plugs were about the same. They had this, I'll call it a tiger stripe. They did develop just a slight color, not much, but one was still relatively clean. This gets us closer, at least back to stock, where we need to be, and then we'll see how this goes, all right? Hey guys, so we are getting ready to start the car. We, as you know, got the plugs in, torqued them in to the correct settings, stock plugs, trying to get back to square one. I just erased the emission code. We cleared that with the OBD2 Think 100 scanner. And what we have on there as a permanent code is the random multiple cylinder misfire detected. That's permanent. Also the O2 sensor heater, which is also permanent. Cylinder 1 misfire detected, which is permanent. Now I did notice when I pulled all the plugs, number 1 was the cleanest. I don't know what that means. The other ones were slightly tiger striped. So they were possibly getting fuel, obviously. I do want to say these permanent codes, as we mentioned earlier, it takes 40 run cycles without codes to clear them, or a Ford dealership would have to do that. So we're hoping to get have a good day today. Now what we've done may not cure everything. We do have a new O2 sensor coming, because we do know the heat sensor fault on the O2 sensor could cause misfires, and also the extension on the headers. I didn't say that, did I? The extension on the exhaust was added from Dynatex, so I got a new one of those. Actually, I bought one for each side. So that's where we're at. We're going to do a cold start. We're going to take it out for a drive and see if any pending codes pop up. So pendings are not permanent unless they happen twice. They will become permanent. So wish me luck. Let's see how it goes. We're going to make some noise. First cold start with the stock new plugs. Let's go back and see if there's a code. I'm curious if there's a pending pop up. And that's the O2 sensor. Okay. I'm sure the others are the same. They should be all permanent. So those are permanent. Those are history. We have one pending O2 sensor, which we suspected. Let's drive and see if we get any misfires. Now let's focus on cylinder 1, because that seems to be coming up quite a bit. And then the multiple misfires. So we should be at temp. We'll go for about a 15-20 minute drive. See what happens. So I might as well include the transmission in on this video. This is about my worst vibration. It's 4th gear. We're about 30, not quite 3,200 RPM, 55 miles an hour. Gear, quiet. Now we're riding 2,500 RPM. So that is the humming vibration noise we get out of the Calimer. So far, good news. We've gone maybe 10, 12 miles. Haven't really gotten into it, but I've deaccelerated. Let you hear. Let's see what happens. We're in 5th gear. Drop it down to 3rd. We're going about 55 miles an hour. Now she was jerking a little bit, which I don't know if that's tire slip. We got no codes. Nice. This thing pulls really, really nice with this Calimer transmission. Guys, this may have cured us. Wow. All right, I'm gonna put this camera down. All right, we got just after that. It's on a DXL. We got one single flashing light of the engine. It just flashed once. So we're gonna pull over and see what the code is. We're gonna find a safe spot and then see what the code is. Oh, it's flashing now. It's just cruising. Okay. Alright, I think what we're gonna do is just drive it back home and check the scanner. It flashed again and I was barely pushing the gas. I wonder if the vibration of that transmission is causing that. Because right now, that was in 4th gear, which it vibrates. Right now I'm in 5th. Now understand, when that light comes on and flashes, I don't feel a misfire. I don't know if I would hear it, but I definitely don't feel it, you know, or hear it, especially when you're cruising. I don't hear it breaking up, you know, I don't feel the car 58 miles an hour, cruising. It's not flashing. Now when it blinks, apparently it's a serious code. It's multiple misfires. But let's see. Let's see what pops up. It should come up pending or another permanent if it happened twice in a row, in which it did. But if it's one and the same, it's going to remain there anyways. Well, I'm a little disappointed because I was thinking we fixed this. I think we're getting close, and I guess we won't rule out the heater sensor. Now I did clear it before we left while the car was running to see if it'll come back on again. I got to remember to check my air-fuel ratio when I see it blinking too, if I'm into it. But again, it hasn't been while I'm into the car. It's on a DXL. Then the second one was just a moderate, very light, acceleration just to keep the car moving at a cruising speed. Yes, I don't know what this is puzzling. I no more and said there's nothing there. The code came on. The engine light came on. What timing, right? So let's see what it is. Okay, we got one code on the way out. It flashed once. It went out. That was on a DXL. And then we were able to get a code maybe a few minutes after that. It flashed maybe 4 times under very, very light acceleration, just maintaining the car moving forward. The point that we were going to pull over, we didn't. So we drove back about 12 miles. Did not see one code or any bit of flashing. Now we've turned it off. I'm going to start the car, see what happens, see if a code pops up, because that's what happened to me on Saturday last week. If nothing pops up, we're going to put the scanner on anyways and see what's there. We're idling, clutch is out, and there's nothing there. I no more and said there's nothing there. The code came on. The engine light came on. What timing, right? So let's see what it is. So we have one DTC. I'm gonna read it. So that's better, guys. It's better than where we were. Oh, we don't want to erase, sorry. Trying to read through my camera. I'm gonna read codes. Now we have a current code, O2 sensor, and 14 more. Interesting. And those are going to be multiple misfires. We're going from the top down. Cylinder 1. We got a random multiple misfire. Cylinder 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. They left out 5. What is number 5 doing right? Did I miss it? Another random, which is pending. This happens again, it'll become permanent. O2 sensor. Okay. All right, so I guess our next steps is just clear the codes like we did. Put in the new O2 sensor. Drive it and see what happens. If we continue, then we can start looking at something else. We don't think it's battery. We don't think it's fuel. It has calmed down significantly, right? It happened one flash, and then, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 flashes, second time just twice. So we're getting closer. I got hopes. I think we're going to find this and get it right. So that's going to end today's video. Guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Take care. Have a great day.